What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Gervonta Tank Davis headlines his first pay-per-view on Showtime when he takes on Leo Santa Cruz in San Antonio, Texas, aka the Alamo City. The venue will be the Alamo Dome, as they will have a limited capacity for this very intriguing matchup. You got a guy, Leo Santa Cruz, that throws punches in bunches, throws a lot of punches, a very offensive-minded fighter, a guy that's a great pressure fighter, a guy that's a good body puncher, a guy that's got a good straight right hand and a good check left hook. This guy is a guy that's been fighting and been in the spotlight for the last 9 years when he arrived on the scene at 23 years old. He's a multi-division champion, and he's by far the best fighter that Gervonta Tank Davis has fought thus far in his career. Tank Davis is basically a very accurate puncher. Very accurate puncher. One of the best uppercuts in the sport of boxing. Got a good straight left. He's a guy that's very sharp with his punches. Doesn't waste a lot of punches. He's a guy that does a lot of probing in the ring. He does a lot of probing in the ring. When he finds that open, he strikes like a cobra. He's a very accurate puncher. He's basically Floyd Mayweather's protege, and he fights similar to Floyd Mayweather. But he's a much more devastating puncher than Floyd Mayweather was, particularly late in Floyd Mayweather's career. Maybe during the Pretty Boy days, you can find the comparison as far as punching power between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Tank Davis. But Gervonta Tank Davis, we'll see once he gets to the latter part of his career, will the power still be there? As Floyd Mayweather Jr. Had hand problems, and that kind of robbed him of his power that he had in his younger days. But he adjusted and basically put on a clinic every time he stepped in the ring, and never really was challenged in none of his fights. Once he did become a pay-per-view star, he won most of his fights in pretty comfortable fashion. So we'll see what happens with this matchup, man. But this fight is going to be very, very, very interesting because you got the power puncher in Tank Davis, the guy that's the bigger fighter as far as naturally bigger, but Santa Cruz is the taller fighter. He has a longer reach. So it's going to be a very interesting fight. He's a pressure fighter, but he doesn't have the power that Gervonta Tank Davis has. And his pressure is basically going to play right into the hands of Gervonta Tank Davis, as he can kind of catch him coming in. And when Leo Santa Cruz has the high guard up, you look for Gervonta Davis to go to the body with good right hooks to the body and good left hooks to the body to get Leo Santa Cruz to drop his hands just a little bit, and he'll be coming over the top with the straight left and then the overhand right. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup. The question that needs to be answered is, can Leo Santa Cruz take Gervonta Tank Davis's power shots? If he's able to do that, then you're going to have a very exciting and very intriguing and very competitive matchup, because Leo Santa Cruz has never been outpointed but one time in his career, and that was Carl Frampton. And Carl Frampton fought a very strategic fight and fought a fight that I don't think Leo Santa Cruz prepared for. Kind of caught him off guard, because with Leo Santa Cruz and his father probably looked at the film, they expected Carl Frampton to fight one way, but when he came into that matchup with Leo Santa Cruz, he fought a totally different fight. He fought more of it as a boxer. He got Leo Santa Cruz to reach a lot, and he was able to counter Leo Santa Cruz. He was able to outpoint Leo Santa Cruz. He basically put on a clinic. He fought and engaged with Leo Santa Cruz on his terms, and he stayed out of harm's way, and he was able to outbox Leo Santa Cruz on the outside, which was surprising given the fact that Leo Santa Cruz was a taller fighter and had the longer reach. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he does this matchup with Tank Davis. One thing Leo Santa Cruz is definitely going to have to do is, when he does come forward, he's going to have to come forward off the jab. He can't just walk in through the front door unannounced and with no punches behind his. He can't just walk in. If he does that, just like somebody coming in through the front door unannounced, he's going to get a cap put in his behind. And that's going to be a straight left, and that's going to be a straight right hand by Tank Davis. If he comes in, and he comes in with the high guard up, that's going to be a right hook to the body and a left hook to the body. So it's going to be very, very interesting. You got to watch out for Tank Davis's uppercut. Like I said, he's got one of the best uppercuts in boxing. He does a good job of splitting your guard, especially with Leo Santa Cruz. He like I say, he likes to keep the high guard up. He's got to make sure that high guard is real tight, because if any opening in that guard, Davis is going to be looking to come in between the guard with the uppercut, and that uppercut is one hitter quitter type of power. So he's got to be very, 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 very selective, very careful coming in through the front door. Like I said, he need to be coming in behind the jab. Now, if he's able to take Gervonta Tank Davis's power, like I said, it's going to be a very interesting matchup because of the volume and the activity of Leo Santa Cruz. Sometimes Tank Davis's patience can cost him in a fight like this if his power doesn't come to fruition in this particular matchup. If he's not able to hurt Leo Santa Cruz and maybe knock him out, and the fight is going along and it's going toward the middle part of the fight, and it's going toward the later part of the fight, it could be a very tough fight for Tank Davis. Simple fact is, he doesn't throw a lot of punches. He's very accurate. He makes the punches that he throw count, but he's not as busy. He doesn't throw the volume of punches as Leo Santa Cruz. So Leo Santa Cruz will be looking to try to outwork and out punch Tank Davis, and that'll be his key to victory en route to a decision win over Tank Davis. I see no scenario where Leo Santa Cruz knocks out Tank Davis unless he catches Tank Davis with a punch he doesn't see, which I highly doubt. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires. But it's going to come down to, can Leo Santa Cruz takes Gervonta Tank Davis's power? If he can, then he's got a chance to win the decision. If he can't, he's going to get knocked out, because you got to understand, he's a smaller guy. He's coming up from 126 pounds to 130 pounds. He's won a belt there, but he hasn't fought at this weight maybe one time, once or twice, no more than 2 fights at this weight. So he's a smaller guy coming up, but he's a taller guy, and he's got the longer reach. So he's got the body frame, in my opinion, to put on weight and move up and fight in upper weight classes than he's previously fought. So that's going to be kind of remind me of a Thomas Hearns. He's got that real slim build. He don't fight like Thomas Hearns. I'm just saying, like, for the lower weight guys, he's got that same body frame as a Thomas Hitman Hearns, a slim guy, kind of tall, lanky type of guy, and he should be able to move up, man. I wouldn't be a bit surprised when it's all said and done. You see Leo Santa Cruz fighting at 135 pounds. And fighting effectively, he get the right matchups. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what transpires. But I'm looking for this fight to be a very intriguing matchup. But I think when it's all said and done, I think the power, the timing, the counterpunch ability, the straight left hand, which he does a good job of disguising it, that being Tank Davis, is going to be snapping Leo Santa Cruz's head back. And I think he's going to take advantage of the high guard that Santa Cruz likes to implement. He's going to go to the body. He's going to get him to drop that hand down. And I think he's going to catch him with a straight left that's going to hurt him. Then I think he's going to come over the top with a straight right hand over the top. And I think that's going to knock him down. I'm looking for Tank Davis to knock out Leo Santa Cruz in the 8th round in a very exciting, a very entertaining matchup, as Santa Cruz is going to have his success early on. I think he's going to do a good job of getting Davis on the ropes, going to the body, and making it a difficult fight early on. But slowly but surely, I see Davis going to the body to kind of slow down their aggression, hitting them with some straight jabs to the body to kind of take the legs and take a little bit of the energy, take a little bit of the aggressiveness away from Leo Santa Cruz, and slowly but surely he'll start to break him down with his accurate, sharp punches. It ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna get done early in the fight. Some people anticipating that he hit too hard for Santa Cruz, and it's gonna be a knockout in the first 4 or 5 rounds. I don't see him getting a knockout that early. I think it's gonna take a little time for him to break down, because Leo Santa Cruz is highly motivated. This is the big fight of his career. A lot of people said he was scared to fight a lot of those slick fighters, a lot of athletic fighters. A lot of people said he didn't want to fight Gary Russell, so he's taking on Gervonta Tank Davis. And in his opinion, Leo Santa Cruz's opinion, Gervonta Tank Davis is a better fighter than Gary Russell, so he's trying to prove a lot of his doubters wrong. His dad was on his deathbed with the COVID-19, and he was able to resurrect and come back. And when it was looking like he was in dire straits, he was able to overcome that. So he's fighting for that. His overcoming that. Him and his dad in his corner. So it's a lot of motivation as far as Leo Santa Cruz goes. This is his first pay-per-view too. I said Gervonta Tank Davis is headlining his first pay-per-view, while Leo Santa Cruz is headlining his first pay-per-view. As he's been on the scene for a while here, probably since he was around 23 years old when he first came on the scene in a big way. He's 32 years old now, so he's been on TV. He's been in the spotlight for 9 years. He's a veteran. Gervonta Tank Davis is a guy that's around, 25, 26 years old. He's not a young prospect anymore. He's a guy that's established himself too, but he's more just starting his ascent as far as getting to that next level. As Leo Santa Cruz has been on this level for a while, but he's looking to take his career to the next level, and that's being on pay-per-view and then hopefully getting a win over Davis and then becoming a pay-per-view star in his own right. So both guys have a lot on the line, have a lot at stake in this particular matchup, and I think it's going to make for a great matchup. It's a great stylistic matchup as you got the aggressive, come forward volume puncher versus the accurate, sharp power in both hands, technically sound and ferocious fighter. So I think it's just going to be a great matchup, and I can't wait to see it. October 31st, Halloween night on Showtime pay-per-view. We'll see what happens, and we'll see what transpires. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this particular matchup. I got Gervonta Tank Davis knocking out Leo Santa Cruz in round 8 to become the WBA junior lightweight champion, as well as retaining his WBA lightweight title and becoming the next pay-per-view star, taking a page out of the Floyd Mayweather's playbook. The Floyd Mayweather was in the same position when he fought Arturo Gatti on his first pay-per-view. Put on a devastating performance. I think he stopped Arturo Gatti around 7 or round 8, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe this is going to be deja vu as Gervonta Tank Davis arrives on the scene, similar to his mentor Floyd Mayweather Jr., and stops Leo Santa Cruz in similar fashion in round 8. Even though I say Leo Santa Cruz is a much more technically, a much more fundamentally sound, come forward fighter than Arturo Gatti was. Arturo Gatti was throwing punches. He was almost like he was fighting in the back of a bar. When you get into it with somebody at a bar, and I said, let's go outside. And y'all go outside and y'all start fighting and street fighting and all that. Arturo Gatti was kind of reminding me of that, man. Not to say he didn't have no skills, no technical skills. He didn't have no boxing skills, but he was just one of those fan-friendly fighters, and that he would take 2 punches to land his 1 punch type of mentality, man. And he got better when he got with Buddy McGirt, that being Arturo Gatti. And he started to learn how to box, use the jab, and control distance. So he did become a better boxer later on in his career, but still, I don't put his boxing skills on the same level as a Leo Santa Cruz. So I think Leo Santa Cruz is a much better fighter than Arturo Gatti was, improved as he was at that point than he was early in his career, that being Arturo Gatti. I still would put Leo Santa Cruz as a much better overall boxer at this point in his career. And I think Leo Santa Cruz is probably a little bit fresher than Arturo Gatti, who had been in a lot of wars with Mickey Ward, Robinson, and he'd been in a lot of wars up to that point. But he was a guy that was a big name in boxing, and Floyd Mayweather knew he needed to get that scalp on his resume, and he was able to beat him in impressive and devastating fashion. And from that point on, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was a pay-per-view star, and he in the rest of his fights for the rest of his time in boxing was on pay-per-view. So he used that fight to springboard and become the next pay-per-view star in the sport of boxing. And Gervonta Tank Davis will be looking to do the same at the expense of Leo Santa Cruz Jr. My bad, Leo Santa Cruz. He ain't no junior, Leo Santa Cruz. So we'll see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Make your prediction in my comment section who you think's gonna win this fight between Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content of this video, and subscribe to JB Sports. The man, the myth, the legend. I holla.